Hi everyone, welcome to JUENFO Kitchen where we just enjoy food. So let's enjoy some Jamaican rice and peas. If you're using store-bought to substitute for some of the ingredients, just use the time codes that I've provided below to skip ahead. I will provide the substitutions in the recipe. I have a half a cup of peas here, to be specific, red kidney beans. And we're going to start by giving these a good wash. Then I'm going to add them to my pressure cooker along with 4.5 cups of water. And this exact amount of water fills it up to the minimum line. By the time I'm done pressure cooking the peas, this amount of water will reduce to exactly half the amount. Also, stick around for the entire video and you will see exactly why I am adding this exact amount. I'm going to throw in 2 cloves of garlic, and this is the only thing that I'm going to use to flavor the pot at this point in time. I'm not adding any salt or anything like that as of yet, just the garlic. Now I'm going to cover this and allow it to pressure cook for exactly 20 minutes. And that's 20 minutes from the time it starts to pressure cook, not from the time that I put it on my stove. Now you can boil your peas instead of pressure cooking it, but bear in mind that's going to take you twice as long, maybe a good 40 to 45 minutes. However, you can reduce the boiling time by soaking your peas in some water overnight. Okay, so it has been exactly 20 minutes and our peas is partially cooked. So as I mentioned earlier, the water has reduced by exactly half the amount. And this is the texture of our peas that we want. Soft enough but not fully cooked. So by the time we're done steaming our rice, they will be nice and soft and still hold the structure. One of the mistakes I see people make when they're cooking rice and peas is that they cook the peas too much in the beginning. So by the time they're done cooking their rice and peas, the peas has basically dissolved. So now I'm going to add my coconut milk. Now this is coconut milk that I made earlier this week, kept in my freezer and then thawed. Now for whatever reason, I know that persons are not going to go through the process of making their own coconut milk. So what I did is I'm adding the exact amount that you'll find in the can if you are using store-bought. So I've just added 1.5 cups of coconut milk, which is 13.5 ounces, the same as what you'll find in the can. If you're using the dried one in the pack, you would follow the package instructions, but just use 1.5 cups of water for this recipe. Also, if you have cooked your peas in a pressure cooker like I did, you can always transfer that to another pot. I'm going to be doing everything in my pressure cooker for easier cleanup. I will say that I've found that the thicker your pot, the better your rice comes out. So if you're going to finish this up in another pot, just use the thickest pot you can find. If your pot is too thin, your rice will burn easily. Now I'm going to add a tablespoon each of salt, unsalted butter, and sugar. And the sugar helps to bring out the natural sweetness of the coconut milk. For my fresh herbs, I'm adding a couple sprigs of fresh thyme, my Scotch bonnet pepper of course, some scallion or green onion, and ginger. And for the scallion and ginger, what I did was just pounded them out a bit in order to release some of that flavor. So I'm going to rest my cover on my pot, let it come to a boil, and allow the flavors to come together a bit while I wash my rice. So in goes my rice that I've already washed. And I usually wash my rice 2 to 3 times or until the water runs clear. So today I'm using basmati rice, but you can use any rice you prefer. So this is 2 cups of rice, and this is the main reason why I chose to add the 4.5 cups of water earlier. because the 4.5 cups of water with the 1.5 cup of coconut milk is exactly 6 cups, and that is 6 cups of liquid to 2 cups of rice. And this is what I find is the perfect ratio of rice to liquid when I'm doing rice and peas. It gives the best outcome. So what I'm doing quickly is just running the fork around the perimeter of the pot in order to ensure that the peas flows to the top. You don't want to leave them to the bottom because they tend to stick and burn if you do. Now, as it relates to the type of rice, I know that you have different types and quality. I've used a less expensive or a lower quality rice with the exact amount of liquid, and the results were still pretty good. However, if you're still a bit skeptical, I recommend that you hold back some of the water, probably about half a cup or so, and as your rice slowly steams, you can slowly add the water to the rice. In other words, gradually add your water as your rice cooks. Remember, you can always add, but you can't take out. If you're a beginner and you're still not sure, parboiled rice is one of those types of rice that's very hard to overcook, so you can use that instead. Now I'm going to leave my stove on medium-low, cover my pot with some foil, and allow this to cook for a bit. After 2-3 minutes, when most of your water has evaporated, turn your flame down to the lowest setting and then allow your rice to slowly steam until finished. So it has been a little over 7 minutes, and what I'm going to do now is to just fluff the rice so that it steams, so that the grains steam evenly. You want the ones on top to steam as well. Now you can remove all your herbs at this point, but I'm just going to let them sit on the top for now. And my rice is practically finished at this point. I'm just going to allow it to steam for about another minute or so. And what you can do, I didn't mention this earlier, but if you find it a lot easier, just tie like your scallion and your thyme with some kitchen twine or unflavored floss, and it will be a bit easier for you to remove them. So it has been exactly 10 minutes and my rice is finished steaming. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these. And just look at this, guys. The rice is perfectly cooked. In Jamaica we say nice and shelly. So you have the perfect ratio of peas to rice. So basically it's half cup of peas to every 2 cups of rice, or quarter cup of peas to every 1 cup rice, if my math is correct. You have that slight hint of sweetness from the coconut milk. This is definitely authentic Jamaican rice and peas. If you follow this recipe step by step, you will be able to get the perfect Jamaican rice and peas every time. I hope you found this step-by-step guide on how to make the perfect Jamaican rice and peas to be helpful. Please like, share and subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. It helps the video out as well as the channel when you do. If you try the recipe, leave me a comment down below. You're also welcome to tag me on Instagram at JUENFO_, and don't forget to follow me as well. All my other socials are also linked down below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, live life to the fullest and just enjoy food.